Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. It is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I'm doing my first Friday reads. I feel like a newbie. You know why I don't do Friday reads? This is why I don't do Friday reads. Friday reads to me are very similar to TBRs. And let me just elaborate, okay? I'm not a good TBR person. I'm a lister. I list, right, things. But I never like to make public TBRs, especially on books, because it almost sets me up for failure from the minute the books leave my mouth. Once you hear them, it's guaranteed 90% of it is not going to happen. So I hate doing that. So that's why I don't do that. Friday reads can kind of be like that because you're saying you're reading something. So by the end of the month or a few weeks later, or how much time it takes, people are expecting you to come back and say, hey, that was good or not. And I'm not sure I'm really gonna do that because I don't like put myself out there. I hate to like have expectations, and I gotta manage that. So I'm gonna try them and see. I'll probably do them a couple times a month, and that's it, because I just don't want to put myself under any more stress than I need. So anyhow, what am I reading this Friday? Well, last weekend was a busy weekend, so we had the Super Bowl and eating and watching and getting stressed, and so there was no reading going along last weekend. This weekend, a lot more chill. We're gonna, we have no plans right yet, so that's exciting. So I am going to do some reading. The thing that I am going to be reading, and I think I've mentioned it in a couple videos back, is Unforgivable Love by Sophrenia Scott. And I'm showing you on here because I have the ebook of it. Can you see it? It's probably a glare. This is a book. It's a retelling of Dangerous Liaisons, a French book that I've never read. There was a movie with Michelle Pfeiffer, vaguely remember. So I'm going in it kind of blind. But this one is reimagining and a retelling with Black characters. And it's so far I'm up to chapter 6. It's really good. So I'm going to continue reading that. I love Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading has a read along. You can still join if you want to. I did mention that when I did my announcement that I was going to be reading along with her. But that's Brown Girl Reading if you want to go and find that out. She has a Goodreads group, so she can keep you, honest, and has a schedule so that you can kind of take it. I think it's like 504 or 510 pages long. So she basically breaks it down week to week so it's more manageable. So hopefully I will finish it with everybody. I need to get a little bit more under, and then I'll go on and start talking. I hate to go on when I have nothing to say, like, well, it's okay. So I'll go on and do participate in that. So that's what I'll be reading this weekend. The other thing, went into the library, I think it was Monday, and I went to return some books for my son. And again, the new releases are right near the front desk. It's strategic. You can see it while you're checking out or checking in. And I'm like, oh, let me go see what's over there. And I look both. They have a nonfiction and a fiction section, so you can look at those. And then they sit there for a while, and then they put them into the regular circulation. Well, this one caught my eye, and it's called The Truth About Aaron, My Journey to Understand My Brother by Jonathan Hernandez with Lars Anderson. And that's the cover of it. I am a football fan, and I remember when this all went down with Aaron Hernandez and his trial and his eventual death. And I had a lot of mixed emotions around it, and really just felt a lot of things. So I'm really anxious to read this because I want to get more insight. You kind of just were left not really knowing. You knew what the media told you, but it would be really nice to hear from somebody that grew up with him and knew him, to kind of see what led him down the path that he eventually went in and did. I know that his brother had even gone by a different name after that for a while because he just didn't want the notoriety about it. And then when he felt comfortable enough, he decided to speak out. What I do know, I've only read like about Okay, shamefully, like maybe 20 pages into it. I'm enjoying it because I think it's nice because he's talking about a lot of things about sexuality. He's talking about mental illness. Mental illness still in this country is so taboo, and I think that's unfortunate because it puts us in a lot of situations that we find ourselves in. Because people won't get help. People feel it's a taboo topic and shame, and people don't recognize when they do need to get help. And so I think that books like this and things like that will start get the dialogue started and get people in the right direction, hopefully. It also talks about, like I said, some issues of sexuality and trigger warnings, molestation, and things like that. So far, really good. It is not really a Black History read for me because I'm trying to read mostly Black History stuff this month, but it was there and I knew I've done this before. I've looked at something and said I'll get it later, and then I am like on hold forever to get it because somebody else picks it up and then somebody else picks it up, and so I figured I'd grab it, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty quick read, so I hopefully will be able to finish this. Does that sound like a TBR? Whoa. No, I didn't say that I'd finish this by the end of the month. I just said that I would be able to finish it. Anyway, that's what I'm reading for Friday Reads. I want to see what you guys are reading for Friday. Let me know what you're reading. And that's about it. I am ready to go put my feet up and get some tea and get to reading. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.